Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going through all the new and old Ruby cards we have in Fabled, and also like the other videos we'll just go through them and rank them from S to D tier. And let's start with LeFou. I think this card didn't have a lot of potential before because when you play this character, already chosen character, I don't think it was so good in Ruby, but for now we see a lot of like singing options in Ruby, so I think this card is going from an C tier card to an actual A tier card just because you can ready your characters again, and I think this is really awesome. Next up we have Lorcana. Whenever one of your characters challenges another character, gain 1 lore. I don't think this card has a lot of potential at the moment. I will just put it into D tier. There is nothing special about this one. Then we have Simba. I don't also think that this card is pretty strong because the aggressive line will not be a lot played in red. But I can see that this card could be like in a yellow red deck, aggro deck, be played, especially with the mini mouse we had from last set and so on. So I'll put it into C tier, but in all the other decks there are like better 2-drops, as example the LeFou and so on. Then we have Maui Whale. This character can't ready it at the start of your turn, and you have to pay 2 ink to ready this character. I think it is a good like removal option instead of a be prepared. But the thing here is we're playing in a lot of evasive ways, so this card will technically not destroy anything, and when your opponent plays it, you already know what is coming, so I will just put it into D tier. Then we have a really strong card, that's Ariel, and whenever you play a song, chosen character of yours gains evasive until the start of your next turn. I think giving other characters evasive, especially now where red is singing a lot, is really good, and it is not a once per turn, so you can give a lot of characters of yours evasive, and I think this is really important in this meta, so I will definitely add this also to like an S to A tier. I think even an S tier because this card is really strong. Then we have Maleficent Dragon, 9 cost. When you play this character, you may banish chosen character. I think it's just a bit too slow at the moment. I will still put it into B tier because it's a really solid card you can play later on, if the meta develops into a more late game based thing. Then we have Powerline 3-2 and Singer 4, and I think this card is really important, so I will just put it into like A tier, not into S tier, because his shift option is definitely S tier card we have here. It is a Singer 9, and once during your turn, whenever this character sings a song, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a song with 9 cost or less and play it for free. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And I think this card is really strong because you're technically singing twice with him, and I think this is really awesome. So I will just put him into S tier. He has a shift force, you can shift him on the power line before, and I think this is a great way to start this Ruby song style deck. Then we have the Mickey Mouse that also has an iconic. This card is really cool in sealed events because you have a lot of Mickeys you can shift him on. So I think this card is not bad in sealed, but in the way we're playing right now in the meta, this card is not good enough and costs too much time to play. Just put it maybe into B to C tier. I think we can put it into B tier because there aren't already too much data about the games, but I think this card is just not good enough. Then we have Max Goof, Singer 5, costs 3, and this character can't move to locations, which is not a big problem at the moment. Pretty solid card. There aren't just like a lot of 5-cost songs you want to play at the moment, so just put it into B tier. It's really good card and you have to play it, but it's not the most important one. Then we have Roxanne. I think this card is really underrated because while you have a character with Singer in play, this character gets +1 attack and 1 more. I think you can definitely put this into A tier. It's a really interesting card. And I have another really underrated card. It's when you play a song, this character gets +2 this turn. So on turn 5, technically, you have a Maui. And this is like the comeback of Maui, I think. I think the stats are also pretty good. You're singing a lot, so I think this card is definitely an A tier card and I would watch out for him. Next up we have Gaston, a reprint which is pretty solid, have to be honest here. The thing here is feat 4-2, he can easily get fired a cannon. So I'll just put him into like a B to C tier. I guess B tier is alright. Then we have another really good card. We have the Moana. That is 3/4, costs 4. To be honest, I think not that this card will be a lot of relevant in the future, but in like sealed events and so on, this card is pretty insane. Then we have another power line, and if you play the song this turn, this character gains rush. So technically you can play the power line on turn 2, sing a song, give him rush, and you have like a Madame M. Fox on your board with some small preparation. I think this is pretty okay. I will put this into A tier, especially because you can already sing like songs for free, so this is really good, and it fits to the fits into the deck. Then we have another really strong free cost. It's the Sisu. I think this is still an A tier card, S tier card. One of the most important free costs you have in the deck. I will just put it into A tier because there is no shift. Same for the Sisu, but she's just a 1/1, and you can just erase characters that are like 1 strength or less. So I'll just give it into B tier. And then we have another really good sealed card, but sadly not good enough for the core constructed. It's the Queen of Hearts. And I think this card is a bit slow, and I will just put it into C tier. Whenever one of your characters challenges another character, you may draw a card. Also, we don't have a lot of card draw at the moment, but this card for 5 just costs so much. You can shift her, which is alright, but I think it's just not good enough at the moment. Then we have Lumiere. Your other characters gets +1 strength, and I think this is an S tier card. This is one of the most important cards you can play in Ruby at the moment. Then we have a card soldier, just a D tier vanilla. You have the Queen of Hearts, which has rush, not really good, just put it into C tier. Then we have a Rapunzel. When you play this character, each opponent chooses and loses 1 lore, also pretty bad. 6 unink, 5/4, nothing special here. Then we have Mulan, which is actually pretty good. We can put it into B tier because you have the shift option for her, and I think this is really important. Otherwise, this card would be like a D tier to C tier card, but because there is no Rapunzel anymore, but with the shift, you can like put her into B tier. The shift is really important in this meta because you don't have a lot of removal with red, you don't have your Be Prepared, you don't have your Brawl, so you have to like figure out some other ways to attack your opponent, and Mulan is like one of the cool things here. The problem I have with her is she's shift 5 and at shift 4. If she would be shift 4, she would be amazing, but for shift 5 she's just a bit too slow. I will just put her into B to A tier, more into A tier, because at least she's a removal you can use. Ooh, I accidentally did the S tier. We will change that later on. I think I even can go back here exactly and just put an A here. Then we have Raya, which is also really underestimated. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in the challenge, you may ready this character. So technically this Raya can remove multiple threats if you boost her. For example, with the Ruby Chromicon, I think it is, I'm not really sure, but if you ink a card, you give someone strength, so she could have like 4/3, and she could like easily remove us Daisy Duck and so on. So I think this card has some potential. Just put it into B tier for now. And yeah, then we have another Sergeant Tips, sadly a D tier card, nothing special here. We have the Tuk Tuk. Has evasive, and when you play this character, you may move in and one of your other characters to the same location for free. If you do, the other character gets +2 this turn. The problem here is we don't have a lot of good locations at the moment, so I will just put him into C tier because he still has evasive, he still can be used. And then we have another really awesome 9-cost song, Sing Together 9. Each player draws 2 cards, gains 2 lore, and if 2 or more characters sang this song, you can ready them again. I think this is really awesome. I think this is like from S tier to A tier card. I think I will just put it into A tier. I think this is a really good card, especially because it is inkable. Then we have You Can Fly, another really good card. If you draw this with your power line into, you can like start to like give a character evasive and start attacking with him. I think this is also really good. Put it into B tier to A tier, maybe even more to B tier. All playable cards. Pirate's Life is definitely an S tier card, really important with the Shark. Same for Beaking Undisputed. It's an S tier card because it's just too strong for everyone to deal with. If you have a small board, you can easily remove it. Then we have the Medallion Weights, which I have to be honest are really good right now because you don't have a lot of card draw, you want to attack with Ruby, and this is the way to go. So just put it into A tier. It's a really underrated card. You can't play it on turn 2 because you mostly play against aggro, so you have to play it later on. But if you play it later on and you get some card draw with it, it's really amazing. Then we have the Dinner Bell. You can exert it, pay 2 and draw cards equal to the gems of chosen character. It's just a bit clunky, to be honest. And we have another location, it's Agrabah. I don't think that you want to play super aggressive with this deck, so just put it into C tier because you can still play it in like an Amber Ruby version. And yeah, that's it. I think Ruby has potentially some really good cards, which I think will get even better in the future. Just for now, they aren't like super strong, but I think they will get even better and better. The more songs we see, the more combos with the singers we see. It's the same version like with Steel Song before. Steel Song wasn't that good at the beginning, but it got even more support, and after some time, Steel Song was like on the play one of the hardest decks to beat, and I think the same will go here. And I'm super hyped about the next sets that are coming, and we will see that this deck will even get more and more cards they can use for later on. So guys, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and down in the comments what you think about this tier list. I think I did a great job here. I think I also looked at every card very specific. Here we can see also both of them are like in the C tier just because they aren't good enough at the moment, but maybe we'll see some future times where Fire the Cans is not in every deck anymore and we can play Queens and maybe even the Queen of Hearts here. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it and see you guys soon. Bye!